Hello, my friends. This is such bad lighting, but enjoy at least this pretty view because this lighting makes me look sick. And not in a good way. Anyways, I just wanted to share. I always thought I had body dysmorphia. Okay? Realized I probably don't because it's just. Okay. Let's say you're standing close to a mirror and you look in the mirror, right? And then you look in the mirror and then you see yourself and you're like, why am I looking so differently when... No need. Why do I look so different when I'm here rather than when I'm like, let's say 5 meters away? And I do know it's probably logical thinking, but I've never came to that conclusion that it's just because my eyes are on the top half, like are literally one of the highest parts of my whole body. So when I'm standing close to a mirror, I myself always find myself to be chubby looking because obviously when I look down, the visual changes. Like in photography, it changes when you have a distance between yourself and an object. The illusion you had previously, I mean, it differentiates, like it looks different. And then like, I stand back and I'm like, you ain't looking like that. And sometimes I feel like when I'm close to a mirror, I can look like really like chubby. Then I go away and I'm like, you don't. You're not. It's also just really, it's like when people say everything you do is angles. It's angles. It's distance. It's camera resolution if we talk about more social media stuff. But like, yeah, I mean, I just thought it was definitely very an interesting thought and realization also for me, because I do feel like I kind of have a little bit of a tricky relationship when it comes to my body. And because I love my body, but at the same time, it's like, it's a whole subject. But anyways, why do I drink matcha so weird? Okay, so I came to that realization. Then other topic. I recently come back into contact with my ex, and we've been like talking, but not like that at all. We've just been talking as like we know each other. We know of each other. I mean, we were together for like 3 years, so that makes sense, right? And I've realized that look, they're like, I like them, they're really nice, and I like to talk to them like on the phone. But what I don't like is when they start sending me stuff throughout the day, because what happens then is then it gets really difficult for me to distinguish how much energy I want to put into this relationship, right? So I don't want it to be sort of oh, I put in again so much energy, even if it's, whatever it is. I mean, it's not going to be a relationship in a loving romantic way ever again, but I do feel like, and I'm really clear on that. There have been things in that relationship that I cannot stand by and I will not allow to happen to me again. But I still really like them as a person. I do want to differentiate what happened in that relationship. Because I don't think it's just black and white. I think people get triggered. And I think toxic behaviors get pulled out when they should just have been kept alone and have been gone to rest and sleeping. But if you're not with the right person, and I do not think like, well, I think if you're with the right person, it's okay for those toxic traits to still come out, because that's just like what happens. But then how you deal with them, that's kind of important. And if you're not with the right person and they're not worth for you to deal about like with it, it's not the right person, at least in my opinion. I mean, you hear it multiple times. Let's say men that cheated on women 100 times. It's a little over dramatic, but you get the point. And then they meet another woman and then they change and they never do it ever again. I do think if it's the right person that you don't mess it up like that. But it's still okay. Like, everybody's who they are and everybody has their things. I'm just saying, I don't see it in a romantic sense ever again, and I don't want it. What I have difficulty with, though, is with having an interpersonal relationship with her, on whatever level, is that when she writes to me throughout the day, it creates this connection. Like, she like, or they write me, and therefore I get, and especially if it's like small talk writing, I get into their space. If that's how they would have wrote from the beginning, I think that's different. But that just changed. And I don't like when things change, because I feel like she's opening up. And I do like that part, but I don't think that I'm ready for it yet. Like, I need to give myself more time before I can open up the same way. And I don't want to force it, and I also don't want, because I think if I start forcing it, it would not be in a healthy way, and I will come into old and unhealthy patterns. So I'm trying to keep this distance, but it's like really difficult, because you like don't want this person to feel bad about themselves, but you still want to create your own boundaries and you want to respect them, but and not fall into old patterns, but you still want this person to be part of something, and I don't know what it is yet. I also haven't told any of my other friends, because I'm just not sure on how stable this whole thing is, and I want to be 100% certain before I also, for them, open up old wounds. I have told my family, but not friends, because I know that they will not be approving of that relationship in a friendship way, please, not romantic. And I understand them, but I'm just like, I have difficulty with sharing that with them. I'm not sure if I'm there yet. I know. I'm also not sure if I should. It's like, shouldn't. I don't know. It's hard. Honestly, dude, it's really hard. Actually, it's not that hard. Or is it? The point is just, I don't know. I need more time figuring it out. And I think I'm going to give myself that time. Or like, I know I'm going to give myself that time. I wish for other people to hopefully understand or be in the same time range. But I also have to respect if they're not. I also have to respect if they have different times and they're not okay with how this communication is going or whatever. They need to they need to know for themselves what's right for them. And, you know, I'm really proud of myself on how far I've come, because I do remember when when I was, well, younger, I used to take everything so personal, and I've realized really it's not. Most of the things we do have nothing to do with how we actually feel towards that person. It's more how we have past trauma that we are trying to digest, and we're kind of doing this through this person, and therefore it's like all is projecting. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Everything we do is projection. Nothing really is just, nobody's, in my opinion, nobody's just looking out for another person. If they're looking out, that's because they're projecting something. Or like, yes, I mean, you can have empathy, you can worry, but I don't think that it comes as natural as we think, or as we get taught. I really don't feel like it does. I feel people are colder than we would like to think. I don't know, some people maybe have that naturally, but I know people, and I thought they were the kindest and most heartwarming people, and then suddenly they're not. Like, you see their other face, and you're like, ooh, I'm surprised, but I'm not. The thing is, I am surprised, but at the same time, why should I be? Like, why do I have to be? Because it's so okay to not just be good and bad and black and white, and just be human. And I don't think we're meant to be this overly empathetic species. I really don't. At the end of the day, we're just animals. Why am I going into very philosophical, dark territory? I don't know. Like, I can see me going down a road right now, and I feel like I gotta work out, so I want to stop here. But I might do it another day. But my thoughts, I want to keep it in there, because if I put them out here, I'll not stop. And my whole day will just be that. It will just be that. So I'm not going to do that. I love you though. Bye.